Hello, my name is Will Miller, and I'm going to be going over with you how to use the SparkView equipment to make measurements of a um, ramp with golf balls going down it with two photo gates and measuring the speed between the or underneath the photo gate along with the distance between the photo gates. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is choose the error link that is at your station. Once you've done that, then it's time to go ahead and click on the Smart Gate and auxiliary port. But notice I went ahead and left it as unconfigured. So now go ahead and choose Smart Gate and an auxiliary port. And then photo gate timing for two photo gates. I'm going to click OK. And just ignore this and hit OK. It's fine. Now you're going to wait a second or two and click on Done. And finally, you're going to choose time between gates. So we're going to set this up a little differently than the way they had it set up. First, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new page. So I'm going to click on this button right there. And that gets me to some templates. So I'm going to choose a template that allows me to show three things at one time, which is that one right there. The first thing I want to display is just the digital readout of the velocity at gate 1. So it works on velocity at gate 1 because it's a smart gate, but it will not work that way on gate 2, so just be aware of that. The next thing I want to do is I want to look at the time between gates. So I want to look at time between gates, which is this one right here. And the last thing I'm going to look at is, of course, the time at gate 2. So the time in gate 2. So let me tell you a little bit what's going to happen here. The velocity in gate 1, again, the smart gate's going to be able to know what that is. It's going to display the speed right here every time the marble passes through gate 1. And then whenever it breaks gate 2, it'll tell you the time between the two gates. So this is time from the first gate to the second gate. And then time in gate 2 is this one right here. So this is the time that the marble went through that second gate. So something to keep in mind on this one is you're going to find your speed or your velocity at gate 2 by taking the distance that it traveled divided by this time. Now, what's important about that is that the distance it traveled is equal to the width of the ball. So just keep that in mind whenever you're going through this laboratory. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to set up the time between gates and the time in gate to read more significant figures. So to do that, we're going to click right here on the settings bar, and then we're going to go to data properties. So underneath data properties, we're going to need to go ahead and tell it, what we're selecting. So we're looking at time between gates. So we're going to click right here. And then right under here, I believe it was number format. See how many digits are being shown? Oh, let me go up. See how many digits are being shown. We want to show probably at least, let's go with 4. Okay, so now that was time between gates. Now we're going to look at time in gates. Click on the settings bar again, go to data properties, and go in time in gate 2, because that's what we're looking at. And again, I want to go to the number format. Number of digits was 4. Very good. Okay. Remember, you can always share out this information with your lab partners so that way they have it. I believe you can do it in person at the same time, and also you can do it at the end. But the best thing to do is just to write this information down. Actually, the only thing that I really want you to do is write this information down in a data table that you create on your lab sheet. Okay, so it looks like we're about ready to go ahead and start taking data. So whenever you're ready to start taking data, just hit the green button. And then just, well, let me just show you. Okay, so as you can see, what I have here is I have a diagram of what your ramp will look like. And I have the first photo gate with the marble passing directly in the center, and it's really important to get that marble going directly in the center. And of course, you're going to have a rod. Actually, the rod kind of attaches to the first rod. This photo gate attaches to the first rod. And then another rod will hold on to the second one. Of course, you're only going to be using one ball at a time, but the point of this is to make sure that you get accurate measurements. You're very careful of how the ball is going through the first photo gate, and you're very careful of how the ball is going through the second photo gate, and you're recording that data. So you're going to be, this photo gate's going to stay in the same place, but this photo gate down here is going to move to those specific positions on the ramp. So whenever you're done, you're going to be able to tell me exactly how far down those positions were, just based on the data you've collected. You're not going to measure this distance directly, and your grade's going to come from how far off your distance is compared to the original distance. So you have to be really, really, really careful with the data measurements. Okay, well, I think that just about does it for this, and have a good day, and good luck.